Hello, Top Fan Rivalry followers. It's Bill again from Top Fan Rivalry, and we're doing another one-on-one with my good friend Ned. We're going to talk Braves baseball. We're going to talk about favorite players. He's just a fantastic Braves enthusiast. So let's get started. Ned, again, thanks for coming on.
Bill, thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure.
You bet. I can tell you're a Dodger fan, so we'll talk about. Oh, my bad. A Braves fan. Okay. Let's just start easy. Favorite player, maybe current, and favorite player of all time. They don't have to be Braves, but they can be.
Favorite player current. Wow, living in Orange County, I really have to say Mike Trout. He's been great since the get-go. And I know Braves fans would say, hey, why not somebody on that team? But I pretty much get to see Trout play live, 5-10 times a year, and just watch him on TV every night, and it's great. And he's just a great ball player. All time is actually not a Brave. I know you'd probably like me to say Henry Aaron, the Braves fans would, but Cal Ripken Jr.
Yeah. Okay.
Cal Ripken Jr. Was just somebody that was just totally incredible. In fact, actually, my oldest son is named after Cal Ripken. I didn't know if you knew that, but
I did.
okay.
I
figured that.
I knew that, and I think you have one named after Henry Aaron as well.
That is correct. Yes. So we did have to pay homage to the Braves fans. Yes, Henry. Henry's named after Hammer and Hank. So
There you go. Well, you can't go wrong when you say Cal Ripken. I mean, listen, I know he's not a Brave, but you can't go wrong with saying that. So, okay. So we got our favorite players in there. So take me back. What makes you a Braves fan? Where did this all start?
Well, my love for baseball really started with my father, who was a tremendous sports fan. Grew up playing sports in the 1950s, and when I was a kid, as far back as I can remember, always talked about the Cleveland Indians because he grew up in Ohio. So when I moved to Georgia in the late 70s, it was all about the Braves. Even though they weren't that great, it still was baseball. And I have memories of sitting on my dad's lap, watching a game at the age of 4 and 5 years old, just watching the games. And then, their owner at the time developed this thing called the Superstation, TBS, and now anybody could watch the Braves anywhere. So that's really what really drew my love towards that organization. Not just living there, but obviously seeing that they were actually kind of a nationwide phenomenon now. So the Braves travel really well. No matter what stadium you go to, there's Braves fans everywhere. Braves country, for the A, all that kind of stuff. And it's great to see. My best Braves memory probably would be when they won the World Series in '95. Great pitch game by Tom Glavine, 1-0. David Justice, I think, was a 7th inning home run against Cleveland, ironically, of course. And Marquise Grissom making that final out it was just like relief, because they'd gotten so close in '91, so close in '92, got beat by the Phillies in the LCS in '93, no baseball in '94. Then finally going over the hump in '95. So that was one of my great memories. I have some other memories too that I shared earlier with Joe about the Phillies and all that. But there are memories about the brawl with San Diego in 1984. I don't know if you don't know about it, look it up on YouTube.
On YouTube, yeah.
There's
Pascual
that.
Perez.
Yes, Pascual Perez. And Craig Nettles is in there. And I was telling Joe the story about how Bob Horner came out of the dugout with a cast on his hand ready to fight somebody when he was on the disabled list. But there's that memory. One of my favorite players growing up we didn't talk about was Dale Murphy. He was probably second on my list. I mean, he was a guy that just solidified my love for the game. And this was when he won his back-to-back MVPs when I was a kid, and everybody in that town just idolized this guy. And you know what? He's a great guy too off the field, and that's something that. And I had the pleasure of meeting him a couple years ago, and I was beside myself. I'm like, am I really meeting this guy? And it was great, but. Memories just go back, and I've carried that over with my boys, and my boys have really those are the best memories I have as a parent. It's just sharing baseball memories with my boys, and it's I think they probably would say the same thing, and they could sit here and have a segment with you and tell you all the times that we spent at ball games and just shared stats and looked at the back of baseball cards and done all that kind of stuff. So baseball has really been kind of the one sport that I don't know, just really love, and Yeah, I watch football. Yeah, we watch but baseball is the kind of thing to where it's part of the heart, part of the soul. It's part of our family. You come to our house, it's baseball. And my daughters don't like it, but now I got them
Convinced.
kind of convinced that So
Yeah. It's going to be on. Dad's going to watch it, so you're going to have to deal with it.
So now my youngest, she knows all the players more than my oldest daughter. So it's fun.
There you go. Okay, so if you could pick out one memory for me, just one, one Braves memory, give it to me. Now, I know you're going to be driving away from this and then going, I should have said that or I should have said that. But in the moment right now, give me a memory of the Braves.
Well, the one that always sticks out, that always replays in my mind was, and I'm going to use a line from Vince Scully, the impossible happened. And that's when Sid Bream was on second base against the Pittsburgh Pirates in the 1991 LCS Game 7. And Francisco Cabrera hit the line drive to left field, and Barry Bonds was playing left field. And I think what I remember was I was actually watching the game, and I was trying to run with Sid. Sid's this, big husky guy that's probably had 3 or 4 knee surgeries. He's got braces on both knees, and somehow he slid in, and the Braves get to go to the series in '91. I think that was probably my fondest memory, because that was the start of something great for the organization, and it's really carried on since then.
I like that memory because Barry Bonds didn't throw him out. And being a Dodger fan, I mean, listen, Bonds was a Giant half his career, so I love the fact that he didn't throw him out.
Yeah.
And Sid Bream looked like he was trying to try. I mean, you got this big burly guy at the end of his career, a couple knee surgeries in, playing first base, not exactly the fastest guy, right? I mean, he had catchers that were outrunning this guy. And so I think Mike Engelberg from the Bad News Bears raced him one time and outbeat him or something. I don't know. But, great memory. Okay, now, my final question for you. And this one I know the answer to, but I'm going to ask it anyways, because if you haven't seen the whole segment with you and Joe and I, you wouldn't know the answer. Who's the Braves' biggest rival? Is it the Mets or is it the Phillies in your mind?
In my mind, I believe it's still the Phillies.
Mm-hmm.
The Mets have kind of overspent for trying to win something that they're not going to win. The Braves have been the champions of the East the last 5 years, and that's really where teams have to put themselves up against. And the Phillies posed the biggest challenge with that because they've got better starting pitching, they've got a better lineup, I feel, from 1 to 9, and they've got a better bullpen. So, the Mets, as indicative of this last series the Braves played with them, showed that they're, I don't think they could. They're not. Phillies will finish second, probably.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I love it. So I'm going to get you back on a podcast and on an episode of this with a few more Braves fans and do a little bit more rivalry talk as we get towards the end of the season. But I want to thank you for being here. I appreciate it very much. And Top Fan Rivalry followers, Ned, fantastic sports fan. He's naming his kids after baseball greats, so that's got to tell you something. And he laughed at my Mike Engelberg joke, so that's even better. So anyways, it's been fun having him on. I hope you enjoy this segment of this one-on-one with the Rivalry Talk, and we will definitely have Ned on again soon. Thanks so much, Ned.
Thank you.